you are not actually afraid of failing. You are afraid of people watching you fail. And that one fear quietly controls what you post, what you try, and what you say, and sometimes even the life you choose. You hesitate before speaking, you overthink before posting, you replay conversations in your head. Not because you're weak, but because your brain is trying to protect you. But there's one mindset that can break this fear almost instantly, and it's dangerously simple. Two words: so what? And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to use this mindset when fear shows up in real life. So if you haven't met before, so hey, I'm Hafsa. And now before you think that this is some motivational nonsense, let's talk psychology. Your brain is wired for survival. Thousands of years ago, being rejected from the tribe meant danger. And research shows that your nervous system treats social rejection like physical pain. So that's not weakness, that's biology. But here's where it gets interesting. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly felt like everyone is watching you? Like people are noticing every small mistake you make. That feeling actually has a name in psychology. It's called the spotlight effect. So, what is it? It's the tendency to believe that your mistakes, actions, or appearance are more noticeable to other people than they actually are. In simple words, you think that people are paying way more attention to you than they actually are. You think everyone noticed your mistake. They didn't. You think everyone is judging you. They are probably not. Because most of the people are busy in their own lives, solving their own problems, dealing with their own insecurities. In your mind, you are the main character, but in other people's lives, you are background music. Let that sink in. Most of your fear is imagined humiliation. And your brain is dramatic. It catastrophizes everything. You fail one exam, your brain says you're dumb, your future is ruined. Someone ignores your messages, your brain goes like you're not important. You post something and it flops, your brain says you're not good enough. But here's the reality. Failure is an event, not an identity. Rejection is redirection, not a verdict. And here's where the so what mindset becomes so powerful. Let me tell you something about myself. I've always been calm in situations where other people would almost panic. For example, if I were in college and my principal would walk up to me and say, "Hey, you cannot study here anymore." Okay, my reaction, I would stay calm. In my mind, everything, okay, so what? There are other paths, other doors, other institutions. My life isn't ruined. Of course, as long as I haven't done something wrong. I once remember there was a new student in our class, and our biology teacher had a reputation for being very strict and intimidating. Before the lecture even started, she was very anxious and nervous because I guess she had scored quite low in her test. So I asked her, "What's the worst thing that can happen?" She removes you from class, so what? She takes you to the principal, so what? They expel you from the academy, so what? And suddenly her anxiety started shrinking because anxiety grows in vagueness and it shrinks in reality. Clarity kills anxiety. So here's the method. Step number 1, ask yourself, what is the worst possible outcome? Not dramatic, realistic. And step 2, say it out loud. So what? And step number 3, ask yourself, what would I do next? Because most of the time we're really scared of the event itself. We are scared of not having any plan after. And once you realize that you can handle the after, the fear loses its power. For example, you post a video and it flops. So what? You improve and you post again. You get rejected. So what? You apply somewhere else. Someone judges you. So what? They will forget about it in 24 hours. Let me give you some truth bombs. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you think they are. Most judgment lasts 24 hours, but regret lasts years. Embarrassment fades, but inaction haunts you. And comfort is addictive. If you stay comfortable all the time, you stop discovering who you could have become. Discomfort isn't danger, it's growth. And if your life feels small, it's because your comfort zone is too small. Now listen carefully. This mindset is not about not caring. It's about not being controlled. It's not arrogance. It's emotional independence. It's not I don't care about anything. It's I refuse to let this fear control my decisions. And that's power. One is ego, the other is freedom. Once you start developing this mindset, you become dangerous. Not careless, not reckless, dangerous to your excuses, dangerous to your limitations. Once you truly understand that most of your fears are just exaggerated stories in your head, you move differently, you speak differently, and you act differently, and life responds you differently. So next time your brain says, what if this goes wrong? Pause, take a deep breath, and smile and say two words. So what? And then move anyway. And confidence is not built by avoiding fear, it's by surviving it. And once you survive it once, you realize that it was never that big to begin with. Most people are prisoners of what if, but strong people live by so what. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope this video helped you. Subscribe to this channel to become your best self, the one you were always meant to be. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.